In studio, I'm joined by Sailesh Savani, who is the CEO of Compulynx. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
And Sailesh, you want to talk about an interesting thing. Looking at Compulynx, you're a company of many firsts for a local IT company. I mean, we're talking about top 100 mid-sized companies by 2008, ISO certified in 2011, Kenya Vision 2030 ICT Award of Innovation and Poverty Reduction. How do you do all this?
Well, we have been in this business for 17 years, and this is our 18th year.
Yes.
And when we started the business, the mission was very clear.
Correct.
That we want to provide leading-edge solutions to our customers.
Yes.
That will enable them to remain leaders in their respective fields. So we did not limit ourselves to any particular vertical or any particular technology.
Yes.
And the hallmark of our business and our business model is really innovation. We continually thrive on innovation.
Yes.
We keep innovating new products that will enable our customers to have a competitive advantage in their businesses.
Of course, your kind of business, you're talking about IT solutions, things Kenyans or products Kenyans are used to buying from overseas. How do you ensure that Kenyans trust and know that the kind of product they're getting from you is quality, being the fact that you are a local company?
See, it's the first million which is always elusive. And that's what took us a little bit of time.
Yes.
To get customers who would trust in our technology, in our ability to deliver world-class solution. And some of our first few customers, I really thank them.
Yes.
That they bestowed that trust on us.
They spread the gospel.
Absolutely. And then the rest is history. It's a lot of word of mouth that has really brought us this business. And of course, it's really not that we're very happy with what we have.
Correct.
Because I know that there's a lot of other areas in technology where customers are still looking for products outside Kenya, whereas there are solutions available at home, including the government. You know, the government is also looking at solutions from overseas, even in basic things like an alien ID solution.
Correct.
You know? So these are things that I think Kenyan customers, the Kenyan government needs to understand and see how they are going to give that space to the Kenyan companies who are really capable of delivering world-class solutions.
As Compulynx, what do you see as the biggest needs in terms of IT solutions in the Kenyan market right now?
I think there's a whole lot happening here, really. And because we have been the recent entrant into this IT business, we can really jump the gun. And you've seen that we've really very quickly moved on to mobile computing and mobile technology.
Correct.
And the next fever that I see happening here, the next big thing, if I may call it, is cloud computing. That's really going to take a huge space in this market. And as the infrastructure is gearing up towards cloud computing, to be able to provide solutions on the cloud, where customers really do not need to own hardware and software and just lease.
Yes. Yeah. And indeed, that seems like effort coming from service providers like you. But then the customers who buy your product, what do you see as the biggest impediments? What are the hurdles you face when trying to convey your products to the customers?
I think one of the biggest hurdles people see is investment. You know, when a small and medium enterprise gets into the business, his primary objective is still not the biggest driver for them, or not the biggest focus. So they would really want to put the limited money into the core of the business rather than putting into IT, and that's where cloud computing will be a very big win. Really.
Indeed. Now, still on IT, we've looked at. The government has been trying to push to create really opening ways for this industry. You know, we're talking about broadband that is now, people can access internet easily, it's cheaper. But with all these advancements, of course, are you happy with the kind of support the government is giving to local IT developers and IT solution developers?
I think the government is doing a little bit, but not enough. As I said, the government needs to open up some of the jobs that are going to foreign companies to the local companies. Now,
why do they go to foreign companies in the first place?
I think what they're saying is that they're proven and they have a track record. But if you look at the Pakistan government as an example, in the Musharraf's government, they started a local company called Nadra, which got into the creating a national database of peoples. Okay. Now that company eventually became a private enterprise and started selling that solution of people's registration into other countries, and that is bringing export income into the treasury of the country. Our government needs to think like that. That if my government is going to give me a platform where I can develop a solution for a government requirement, which can then be exported to other governments in Africa.
Is it because the local companies are not well capitalized, or what is this fear that the government has in, say, extending some of these huge tenders to local companies?
Maybe the local companies are not selling enough. But one big impediment I see is the threshold that the government puts in tenders. The minimum sale requirement or turnover requirement is $100 million. Now, which IT company in this country does $100 million? I think I can count them on my one hand.
Indeed.
Yeah. So they're really closing the door, narrowing the funnel. Really.
Lastly, I know you're not a listed company, so you're not obliged to reveal your results, financial results. But still, where do you stand and where are you taking Compulynx as we close?
See, Compulynx as a group, our target is to be a $1 billion company by the end of this year. And our target again is to be a 3 billion shilling in 3 years. We have an initiative called the 3B3Y, 3 billion in 3 years. That's what we are driving right now. And we're a very structured company, and we are very open as well. And there's no secrets. As much as we're not a listed company, there's no secrets. Even the sweeper in my company knows that I'm going to be a 3 billion shilling company, and my bottom line is
so it's a culture that you've inculcated in all the stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lastly, I've looked at what you do. You have a very impressive culture in terms of work ethics and in terms of the relationship between the human resource. How do you build that, and where are you borrowing that from?
You know, you look at the big brothers like Google and the rest. Everybody can't be Google, but you can do your little bit. And the biggest challenge in our environment is limited resources. And in our business, people is the biggest resource and the most important resource. And we've stopped calling it resource and we call it an asset. So we're putting in a lot of effort to ensure that we are able to keep our people excited and connected to the business emotionally, technically, and personally.
And grounded to the vision.
Yes, absolutely. So, and that's happening because we're putting in a lot of effort around our people. We're doing a lot of things outside the work arena. We're creating an environment that is friendly, that is more amenable to business.
You're saying 3 billion in how long?
3 years.
3 billion in 3 years. Good luck. Well, that has been Sailesh Savani, who is the CEO at Compulynx, just breaking down to us that actually a local IT company can compete with the best out there in the market.